Hello. We're going to do chapter 1, a problem from last night's homework. It's page 17, number 12. And we're going to add, subtract, multiply, and divide these two functions. We're going to first do f plus g of x. And this is the one right here. It's like sticking its foot out and trying to trip you to see if you know how to do this. So when you set this up, it looks like this. And I'm sure you had that. What you might have is weak ability in fractions, and that creates a problem. So let me show you how to do this. You would put this over 1, and if we back way up to a fraction problem like 2/3 plus 4, for example, if we were going to do this problem, I know the answer would just be 4 and 2/3. Now, if you were doing this problem, we know it's 4 and 2/3, but what actually is going on behind the scenes here is this is over 1. And what we would do is multiply the top and bottom by this denominator here, making this, watch it, this would become 12/3. Of course, 12/3 is 4. That's the same thing. So since we have common denominators, we keep the same bottom, add the tops, 14/3, which is the same as this. Remember, you would divide the bottom into the top. This is all, 5th grade fractions here. 4 and 2/3, like a clock, 4 and 2/3. So it would be the same as this. Now, we're going to do that here. I'm going to get a groovy color here. But instead of multiplying this by 3, we're going to multiply this by x plus 1. X plus 1. And so on the next line, we would recopy this. And then over here, the bottom would be 1 times x plus 1, which is just x plus 1. So congratulations, we have the same denominators. But what we have to do here is FOIL that. All right, so I'll put that answer up here. And if we FOIL this, it would be first outside. So that would be x cubed plus x squared. X squared times 1 is x squared. And then we do the -1 times each one, here and here. So that would be minus x minus 1. And that would all get put right here. I'm going to just copy that. Minus x minus 1. And I'll extend that line a little bit so we don't have any shenanigans going on. And on the bottom, just like over here, 3, 3, 3. Well, here, x plus 1, x plus 1. The bottom would be x plus 1, just like a regular fraction. There's nothing different. And then we would add the tops. So this x, I'll circle them here and then get rid of them. This x and that minus x right there are going to actually cancel. That's going to cancel. So if we put it in order, it would be x cubed plus x squared. And then the x plus negative x would be 0. So the x terms would just cancel out, just like that. I mean, they would literally, and again, I'm going to delete that, but they would cancel themselves out. Just visually, you can see that. And then minus 1. So that would be your final answer right there. Okay, that would be f plus g. Now, if we're going to do f minus g, let me try to do something fancy. Beware, I'm doing something fancy. Sometimes this doesn't end well, but I'm going to copy all of that. Boom, right there. And I will paste it on a new layer. Oh my gosh, I don't know why that thing keeps doing that, but whatever. Alright, so paste. And we'll move it right back up here. And we'll use this to do f minus g. So now we're going to do f minus g of x. Because I don't have to do all this stuff again. What I'm trying to show you is the only difference in this whole problem is that sign right there. So I'll just make this a minus sign. Boom. This all stays the same. Every single bit of this problem is the same now, except for, again, this minus sign. And let me get rid of this answer over here, because that's not going to be the same. Because I think you see what's coming, because this has happened like 3 times this week so far. You are taking away, okay, everybody look at this, you're taking away this group here, which means you have to change every one of these signs in this thing right here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this a little bit different. We'll put x plus 1 on the bottom. You know that it's the same. And then we're going to rewrite the top and then simplify it. So it's going to be x, that's that x, minus x cubed. And then we're going to change the sign there so it's minus x squared. And we're going to change this sign so we're taking away a negative. So that's going to be plus x plus 1, of course, because that's minus 1. And then we'll clean all this up, and that'll be our final answer. So on the bottom, x plus 1. On the top, it's going to be negative x cubed minus x squared, and then plus 2x, because we got a positive x here and a positive x here, plus 1. So that would be our answer to f minus g. Right, now we're going to multiply these things. So we're going to do f times g. F times solid dot g of x. This is actually a little bit easier. So we have x over x plus 1 times x squared minus 1 over 1. And there's a couple ways to look at that. You could break that up and cancel. The book doesn't do that. What they do is they multiply just straight across. So x times this would just be, distributed through like that. So it would be x cubed minus x over x plus 1. Final answer. And then f over g of x would be x over x plus 1 divided by x squared minus 1 over 1. And so this one would be x over x plus 1. Change the sign to a times sign. We'll make a solid dot there. Or we probably should just use parentheses, but whatever. And we'll flip this over. So there's my reciprocal symbol, 1 over x squared minus 1. And then we multiply straight across. So on the top we get x, and on the bottom, because that's x times 1, on the bottom we have to do the dreaded FOIL again. So we've done that before, but we're going to have to FOIL this. So I'll just do it one more time. I'll do the work down here and put the answer up here. So that would be x times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 1 would be minus x. 1 times this, and then 1 times that. So 1 times x squared would be plus x squared, and 1 times negative 1 would be minus 1. And if we put that back in order, it would be x cubed plus x squared minus x minus 1, and that would be stuck back up here for your final answer, plus x squared minus x minus 1. And that's pretty much it. There's your f over g, your f times g, and that's it. Have a good one.